guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I had baby. I know I said I wanted to make more videos during my pregnancy with baby, but life just got out of hand, having a little toddler, and I was just really exhausted. So I kind of should have known that I wouldn't be posting a lot of videos like I wanted to, but that's okay. I'm getting around to making this one. Yeah, we ended up having a little baby girl. Her name is Isabelle Grace, or yeah, we had her almost 4 weeks ago on January 27th. Yeah, we were so excited to be a family of 4, kind of 5 with Oakley, of course, but 2 kids under 2 is no joke. I mean, right now it's not so bad because she's just a newborn, so she doesn't really do a lot other than sleep, eat, and go to the bathroom. So, but Hudson, he's 21 months, 22 months. He is very active, very busy, and yeah, he absolutely loves his little sister. Right now it's January or February actually, so he has been very sick recently, which is not fun. He had influenza the week that she was born, so we had to separate them because we didn't want her to get sick, obviously. So Eli had to stay downstairs with Hudson, and then I was upstairs with her, obviously, because I'm breastfeeding and all of that. But yeah, he wants to hold her, he wants to just love on her, and really we can't let him because he's been so sick lately. So it's actually pretty sad, and I really hope it doesn't ruin his relationship with her, because every time he tries to get close, we're like, no, no, and then he gets really sad, so I hope he doesn't use it against her. But yeah, we've been having a good time over here. She's very awake. The first couple weeks, she was just sleeping all the time. Like, all the time. I was kind of worried. I even asked the doctor. But very normal, just because Hudson, he never slept all the time as a newborn. He was very awake, alert right away from the get-go. So this has been a little different for me, which it's actually kind of nice. But now she's been up a little bit more, so I put this carrier on, and we're trying to get used to it, but she just wants to be held a lot when she's awake. So let's start with the end of pregnancy. So everything was going really well, no health issues or anything like that. The only thing was I was just getting really uncomfortable, and I just wanted her to come. We got to about 39 in 5 days, so I was really close to my due date. And so the day that I had her, I was starting to feel contractions when I woke up and was getting ready for work. And then I always bring Hudson to daycare because it's right across from where I work, which is nice. I got him ready, we were going to daycare and then work after, and I just wasn't feeling good, and I was like, I think I'm having contractions. So I dropped him off, and which was starting to get difficult because of the big bump, and he wanted to be held, and winter and all of that. But yeah, dropped him off, and then I decided I wasn't going to go into work because I didn't want to give birth at work or deal with any of that. So we ended up I went straight home, called Eli, he left work, and then he came and picked me up, and then we just went straight to the hospital. She wasn't moving as much, too, so that's kind of why I was a little concerned. She used to be so active, so that's why, last couple of days she was kind of slowing down, wasn't moving as much. That's why we went in and didn't kind of wait it out, the contractions. They put us into triage about at 8:30 in the morning, and then I was only dilated 3, so they kept us for 2 or 3 hours, which again, miserable. We did that with Hudson. So you're feeling the contractions, they can't give you anything really. They were checking to see if I dilate and also check her heart rate. By the end, the only reason that they admitted me, finally, admitted me, and it wasn't for lack of trying, because I kept asking them, begging them to admit me, because I was so miserable and so close to my due date. Every time I would have a contraction, they noticed that her heart rate would drop really low, which obviously is not good. So they thought it was meconium, or the umbilical cord might have been wrapped. So yeah, I was very effaced, I think is what it's called. So I was very thin, and they knew I was going to be dilating. I think I got to like a 3.5 by the end of it or whatever. So I was increasing. I was in early stages of labor. So at around noon, I think they admitted me, which was awesome. And then, yeah, it was just a completely different experience than with Hudson. I don't know how to explain it. Well, I kind of do. It wasn't as painful. It was really quick. So we got admitted, kind of just hanging out. Contractions, I mean, they weren't fun, but I was happy to have them because that meant I was closer to having her, so I just took it. But and then I ended up getting an epidural. I mean, the contractions are so painful for me. I did not want to. I did not care. I was like, give me an epidural right away. Got the epidural, which this time around went so much easier than the last one too. The lady was very like considerate about how I was feeling. The last time he just kept poking, couldn't get it, and it was just miserable. So that was a good experience. And then I told them how with Hudson, I'm pretty sure it wore off. I didn't know if they wore off, but they said that since I was in labor like all day for like 12 hours, like it was progressing very slow, that it probably moved. So that's why I could feel everything, because the epidural moved elsewhere. So I could feel everything with Hudson, which was unfortunate, but so I was really nervous this time around. So they moved me, they let it disperse, right? So they were really on top of it. And after that, they broke my water, and that's where they found out that it wasn't the meconium that was causing her decrease in heart rate, so they assumed it was the umbilical cord. So yeah, they were talking a lot about like an emergency C-section, just because they didn't really know, like with the heart rate, they didn't know what was causing it, and you know, things happen, so they just wanted to make sure I was okay and knew everything going in. And but yeah, they just kept talking about it a lot, so it was kind of scary, but I ended up not needing it, so that's great. But so yeah, I was feeling very comfortable with the epidural. Couldn't feel contractions at all. It was just great. And then I ended up taking a nap. She suggested it. So I took a half-hour nap, and then when I woke up, I was like, oh, I'm feeling some pressure down there. So I called the nurse. She came in, checked me. She's like, oh my God, you're a 10. Baby is about to come out. And I was like, cool. Like, I couldn't really feel it. So they called everybody, the team and everything. They came in, and 4 pushes, and she was out, and it was great. I couldn't feel anything really. And yeah, I only re-tore where I tore it with Hudson, so that's pretty nice. I mean, healing from that was way better than healing from it the first time around, if that makes sense. That was great too. I couldn't feel it when they were stitching me up like I did with Hudson, so again, a lot better experience. It was a really good experience, really good delivery. The nurse was amazing. She was there for like 16 years, so she knew a lot, and she educated me on a lot too. I think with Hudson, I was just so nervous and didn't know a lot that I didn't really ask questions, and this time around I was curious, so yeah, she just gave me more information, and I don't know if we're going to have a third, but if we do, it's nice to know the information that she gave us, so like why things happen and all of that. So the only issue was her heart rate, but it ended up being, I think, I'm not for sure, but I think the cord was around her neck maybe, or it was just too short. I can't remember. They were going back and forth, but so that every time I had a contraction, it would pull, so that's why it would like pull on her. So either it was too short or it was like around her neck, causing her heart rate to decrease. So yeah, when she came out, she was 8 pounds 8 ounces, which is crazy because she's bigger than Hudson when they were born, but she doesn't look it. She looks a lot smaller than Hudson. Hudson was just like a tank when he came out. She's doing great, no issues. She had a little bit of jaundice. Hudson didn't, but yeah, she had a little bit, nothing to worry about. Went back to normal right away. I've mainly been pumping this time around. At first, it was so painful getting her to latch, and I didn't want to use the nipple shield like I did with Hudson all the time, all day, every day for a year. It was crazy. Even the nurses were like, you did that for a whole year? Like, it's just a pain in the butt trying to get it on and then having them not move it. We tried it without. It was really painful. Started bleeding a lot. I know it's painful at the beginning, but it was just unbearable, making me not want to do it. So I just pumped through the pain, and then it started to get better. They started to, like, I don't know, toughen up. And so yeah, I was just pumping most of the time. And here or there now I put her on the boob with the nipple shield, and she drinks a little bit. But I think the reason why she's sleeping so well at night is because we give her a bottle, and so we know how much she's getting. She's getting full. I know with Hudson we had the issue where he wasn't getting enough out of my boob at once, so he'd be hungry more often. So but yeah, she sleeps a lot. She sleeps really well. She does okay with the bottle. She, like, will go to bed at, like, 9 o'clock and wake up at, like, 5 o'clock. 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, but still. It's, like, unheard of for a newborn. She sleeps very well. I'm so proud of her. She's, like, slowly falling asleep. But, yeah, it's been really, really great. We've had a lot of guests so far. Postpartum has been great. I think that's why we've had guests, just because I'm feeling more like myself. I don't think I have postpartum depression, yet, but I've been on medicine from Hudson that I just continue to take, and I think that's really been helping, and also Eli's been very helpful. Like, if I need to have one-on-one with Hudson, he'll take Isabelle, vice versa, but I think we've really been tackling it pretty well. So, yeah, I've just complete 180 from Hudson's postpartum or even delivery, but they always say, like, the second one makes you want to have the third one, and honestly, like, I only wanted 2, but now I'm like, maybe 3 would be fun, but I don't know, I'm still on the edge. Eli's like, I want to know now if we're gonna have a third or not, and I'm like, I'm like 4 weeks postpartum, give me a little bit, like, I'm still healing, not 100% myself yet. I don't think I felt myself until like 9 months postpartum with Hudson, so yeah, give me a little sec. It's crazy how different the pregnancies were. The pregnancy was probably a lot harder this time around, which is kind of funny because now postpartum is a lot easier, but pregnancy I felt very sick, very just the whole time, and then yeah, now that she's out, I feel a lot better, and we're doing really well. The only downside about having a January baby is the sickness. Hudson's still going to daycare during the day, so it can just be me and Isabelle, and also he's staying in his routine. Eli's dropping him off, so they kind of get that one-on-one, and yeah, he loves daycare, so I don't feel guilty about it, but he's getting the sicknesses that are going around, so we are just washing hands, trying to stay healthy and get through the winter months, and we cannot wait for spring and summer. I don't go back to work until April 20th, so after Easter, that's when I will go back. I'm not excited. It's going to be hard going back, especially with 2 now. It's going to be hard, but it's nice that their daycare is right across from where I work, so it's not that far. I don't have to drive like I did when I had my old job, which was about an hour away, which is crazy. So this will be a lot less time away from them. And yeah, I think my mom is still planning on watching her a couple times a week, kind of like she did with Hudson, just so she doesn't have to go to daycare as much, since she's still so young. She'll be like 3 months when she goes. I'm gonna put we did newborn pictures, so I'm gonna put some of her newborn pictures up. We also did a little bit of family pictures as well, and Hudson was just a little cutie, smiling away. He wasn't feeling good, of course, during the pictures, and you can kind of tell he was a little sick, but it's so good, and he's been such a good big brother, helps mommy get her bottle ready, gets me her blankie, goes shh if she's sleeping. It's the cutest thing. So, but yeah, I will have to watch this video as well as the one with Hudson before I think about if we're gonna have a third or not, because I need to weigh the pros and cons of both of my pregnancies that I've had. I know every pregnancy is different, every baby's different, but I feel like I had 2 completely extremely different pregnancies and postpartum experiences so far, so it might be helpful to rewatch these videos. But yeah, I just wanted to make an announcement. I feel like my last video, I was only like 18 or 19 weeks pregnant, and then I was like, oh yeah, let's make all of these videos about my second pregnancy, and yep, nope, that did not happen. Of course, I should have known, but I'm gonna say it now. I hope I make more videos, more of like daily lives, or like just how the two play together, all of that, because I think it'll be so fun when they get older to see. Like, I know when I was younger, we would watch VHS movies that my parents took of like just random things they would video, which was great to look back on. So yeah, thank you for meeting our little girl, and I hope to post more videos soon.